Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm so happy you decided to join me today for a reading all about the potential biggest problems in your current or future relationship. It's an overall reading of the biggest challenges that you'll face, and I hope that it'll provide some insight to help you overcome those situations. If you're new to Pick a Card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of how it works. I have 4 cards laid out before me, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each card also has a corresponding nail polish because I know some people like to pick with something tangible rather than just looking at the cards. So pick the card that resonates with you the most. If you're feeling drawn to more than one, that's okay too. It could just be that there's information in both of those readings that would be relevant to you. I like to conduct my readings completely intuitively, so I've only laid out one card before me rather than a whole pile, and during your specific reading, I'll be picking cards from a few different decks. There's timestamps in the description box below for each card so you can listen to your specific reading. So feel free to give the video a pause right now and choose the card that you feel the most drawn to. Alright, so now that you've picked your card, we'll get started with card number 1. Okay, so card number 1, let's see what we have for you. We've got the Ace of Cups. Okay, so right off the bat, that's telling me this could be kind of right at the beginning of the relationship. The Ace of Cups energy is always this energy of kind of a new love, a new relationship, a new beginning. So this is telling me this is either a relationship you're not in yet, or this is right at the beginning of the relationship that you're currently in. It's telling me that what we need to watch out for is happening at the beginning of the relationship. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles coming out. Which is always a good card to see. Let me see what else we've got. So we've also got the Nine of Swords. We've got the Fool. The Fool is also very much kind of a card similar to the Ace of Cups, in this kind of new beginning energy. Let's see. So that's to me, that's definitely just reiterating the fact that this is at the beginning of a relationship. And then we've got the Ten of Wands. Okay, so I see at the beginning of the relationship is maybe when we have this kind of Nine of Pentacles energy, which is this very like comfortable, definitely feeling like you know the real person. So it gives me this energy of what you see with this person is definitely true to them. They're not putting on a facade. They're not putting on a face when you get to know them. You're definitely getting the authentic kind of version of themselves. But what you need to watch out for, and I think what would be your biggest struggles in the relationship, come in both the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands. So with the Nine of Swords, this is kind of a lot of times just being anxious, having a lot of worries, feeling really distressed. It can also be mental illness, anxiety, or depression, but a lot of times it's also just creating like kind of what if scenarios or what if situations, and making yourself concerned about things that maybe you don't need to be necessarily concerned about. And in that Ten of Wands, we also get this kind of energy of being burdened or feeling like you have too many responsibilities, too many things on the go. So it seems to me like at the beginning of this relationship, it's going to be kind of an energy of taking a little bit on too much at once. So it could be that you're starting the relationship and maybe also having other changes happen in your life at the same time, or just that you have a lot of responsibilities with family and friends and your work and other things that are going on in your life. And this relationship, although it's new and exciting and does feel like a positive relationship, could just be kind of one extra wand to add to your bundle. And it's just, I think the cards are warning you then to make sure that you're taking time for yourself and make sure that you're prioritizing things, and also make sure that you're not taking on too much. And that's, I think, where this kind of anxiety and worry might come into place as well. It could be that you're worried you're not being able to give enough energy or time to this relationship, and you're thinking, well, if I don't spend enough time with them, then they're not going to want to kind of be with me. But in that Nine of Pentacles energy, it's a very kind of like comfortable card. It's also about gratitude. So I think that they're going to be happy with whatever amount of time that you can give them. And this is something that you shouldn't worry about, especially in a new relationship or at the beginning stages of a relationship. It's not, we can't always spend as much time with that person as we want to. And it's an exciting energy because it's a new person and we do want to see them. But you just have to be careful, I think, of burning yourself out, because then you're going to be a version of yourself that's not necessarily true to who you are. When you have that Ten of Wands energy and you're feeling really kind of oppressed or burdened by the things that are going on around you, then you start to act in ways that are not necessarily true to your personality. And I think that that's another kind of warning for you, that you need to do things and you need to spend on things that are going to bring out the best version of yourself, so that you're not kind of entering into this relationship with an attitude that's not true to yourself, because they might not be receptive to that. And in the expect powerful change card, I think that's letting us know that this is just something you're going to have to get through at the beginning of the relationship, but you're going to find your footwork. You're going to find a way to have kind of more balance in that relationship. And I definitely also see this not being something that causes you too much, you know, kind of long-term stress. It's definitely a short-term thing. And I think it's just, this happens a lot at the beginning of relationships. It's the energy of knowing how to make those changes, right? A new person is entering your life. Certain things, you know, certain things you have to make decisions as a couple now, and there's certain things that you don't get to spend as much time on. So it's really just a call for balance. It's a call for you, there you go, to find a balance between your community, so the other things that you have going on in your life, and pleasure, which is what this new relationship is bringing to you. So I think that what you need to focus on in terms of this new relationship, and the warnings that the universe is kind of calling for you to know, is that you need to be able to find balance. You need to be able to tell people no sometimes and say, I'm sorry, I have too many things on the go. I have too many wands in my bundle. There's not any more of myself that I can give you. And focus on spending your time on the things that are important to you and the things that bring you joy, right? Especially in this pleasure card, we have this kind of path that's leading up to this beautiful gateway, and it's letting me know that if you focus on the things that are making you the most happy, and you focus on the things that are bringing you kind of the most joy in your life, that's going to just keep opening up new opportunities and opening up kind of, you know, this beautiful sense of community where you're able to then feel balance between your work life, your personal life, your romantic life, maybe your family life as well. It's just this energy of finding balance between all of those aspects of your life. Let's see if we can get a little bit more energy on kind of how that relationship will progress for you guys, because it does feel like it's a new relationship, but it doesn't feel like these challenges are things that you can overcome. And I think also this is a normal, healthy challenge. This isn't feeling like a sign that the relationship isn't healthy. We've got the High Priestess, which is an amazing thing to see in a relationship. It's letting me know that you should trust your intuition when it comes to this person. When you meet them, you're going to know whether or not they fit into your life. You're going to know whether or not this is something that you want to pursue as a long-term relationship. And then in the Ace of Swords as well, it's kind of this breakthrough moment, this kind of, you'll know when you meet them, especially when we have the Ace of Cups as well, at the beginning of this relationship, you're going to know that this relationship is going to work for you. You just also know that you have to put in a little bit of work to make sure that your life is able to kind of accommodate all of the new things that are coming. But I think it looks like a very positive relationship, and honestly, it doesn't look like, if this is your biggest challenge that you guys have coming in the relationship, I think that you're going to be very happy with this relationship. So that's the reading that I received for you, card number 1. Please like, comment, and subscribe below if you'd like to see more content in the future. I also wanted to mention I'm running a promotion right now to try to build up my subscribers on YouTube so I can continue to provide content to you guys. So all new subscribers, if you send me a DM on Instagram, or you can also send me an email, all of the info is in my comments below, I'll do a free 3-card reading for one question of your choice. I really appreciate you guys spending the time with me today. I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope that we get to see each other again soon. Thank you. All right, so card number 2, let's go ahead and see what we have for you today. Okay, so we're starting off with the 6 of Swords, which right away is telling me kind of about a period of time where you're maybe moving. It could be that you're moving cities. It could just be that you're moving on to a new chapter of your life. It could be moving between jobs. It could be moving from kind of high school to university, university to grad school. It's just a period of time in your life where you're going to feel a lot of changes coming to you, and that's when you're going to have this kind of this part of your relationship is going to have the most struggles. So let's see what we've got coming out as some of the kind of struggles or potential problems that you'll have in your relationship. So we're starting off with the Hermit, which is really a very kind of internal card. It's all about kind of soul searching, looking for your inner truth, spending time alone as well. So this could be either one of or both of you in the relationship does like to spend a lot of time alone, and that can sometimes in a relationship be a little bit frustrating if you don't get to spend as much time with the other person. It could be a distance thing. Maybe this is a long distance relationship, or maybe this is a time where one of you is very busy. I do get from the 6 of Swords energy that this could be you. This could be that you're having a lot of things on your plate, so you're not able to spend very much time with this person, which is going to lead into that kind of 8 of Swords energy, which is like feeling alone, right? Feeling kind of confined by your situation. It's almost like a self-imposed prison sometimes. So I'm not sure if this is the energy for you or this is the energy for them. I think it could be different depending on who's listening to the reading. But one of you is going to be left feeling kind of very isolated, very alone in the relationship. And I think that the key to that is communication. When we have this moon card, it's just it's a call for reflection inside of yourself as well, kind of looking at your shadow self. And I think that this could be maybe something that you are bringing from a past relationship, an insecurity of if they're not paying enough attention to you, it means that they don't kind of love you, or that they're not interested anymore. But that's not the case. There's just a lot going on here. It feels like a very busy time, especially with that Ace of Swords as well. It can often be kind of like a new way of looking at things, new opportunities. It's kind of like a beginning energy. So it tells me that whatever's going on with this Six of Swords, this kind of transition period into this new stage of the relationship, but also a new life stage, it feels like it could be, is just requiring a lot from that person. And then the other person, which I believe it could be you actually, I'm getting the energy that you might be this person who's left feeling kind of, alone, like left feeling a little bit neglected maybe by your partner. And this can lead to a lot of problems if it's not addressed properly. So I think the key thing here is to make sure that you're communicating with your partner, letting them know that you want to be patient, and you want to be able to kind of you want to be able to give them that time and space that they need, but also letting them know your needs and letting them know what's important to you is, I think, kind of how to get past this. Because with that Eight of Swords energy, that can very easily lead to kind of depression, and that can lead to the end of a relationship if you're starting to feel resentful towards them for not spending time with you, and if you're feeling like they're not sharing aspects of their life with you as well, right? And so we've got this Truth card, which is telling me you're feeling like, because they're spending so much time alone and they're focusing on some things in their life, you're almost feeling like maybe they're hiding things from you. And I get the feeling again that this is a past insecurity that you have. I don't know if you've been cheated on or if you've been lied to in a relationship, and you're carrying a little bit of baggage forward with you into this relationship where you're feeling that they're not being truthful to you. And I think that you need to try to let that go. You need to spend some time, even some sort of Ace of Swords energy, you need to spend some time working on that within yourself, to know that not every relationship is the same, and this person does care about you. They care about you a lot, actually. When I'm seeing this protection card come up, it's letting me know that they feel a lot of love towards you, and maybe some of the things that they're working on in this Six of Swords transition period as well is to try and better their life, to try and make themselves have a better job or have a more stable future, so that they can provide and protect you in the future. And so I think the most important thing is that Truth card, and knowing that they're telling you the truth. You need to be able to trust them. If you don't trust them, you shouldn't be in the relationship anyways. And I think trust your intuition and know if the relationship feels right to you, especially with this Moon card. It's telling me it is a positive card, but you need to know that you're almost creating some of these problems, unfortunately. You're taking some of your past trauma and you're taking some of your past experiences and projecting them onto this relationship, and it's not fair to your partner. But they do strike me from this spread as a very understanding person. I'm thinking that it's kind of a like they're willing to grow with you, right? They're willing to a certain extent. They're willing to kind of look at the things that you've been through and say, you know what, I'm going to show you that a relationship can be better than that. But it's gonna call for some truth from you as well, to be able to own when you're wrong. And that's where we have this full moon in Aquarius, show the world the real you. If you feel that you're being unreasonable in the relationship, I think you should speak up about that and let them know, listen, maybe this isn't logical or reasonable, but I'm feeling very alone because I haven't seen you in so many days or so many weeks, and what I need from you is this. Let them know, speak your truth, because they might not realize as well kind of what you need out of the relationship. And I think as long as you're honest with them, and as well as being honest, being confident. So we have here, confidence is your key to success, and just letting them know kind of what you require in a relationship, what you're hoping to see in a relationship is really going to be the key for you guys to be able to have a long-lasting relationship. So I'm seeing your biggest challenge, unfortunately, in this spread as you, but not you as a person, just your past and the things that you're bringing forward that you do have to try and let go, because this is a new relationship, this is a new energy, and I see this as being a successful relationship for you, a protective, honest relationship, as long as you're able to kind of own what issues you're bringing to the relationship and work to fix them. So that's the reading that I received for you today, card number 2. Please like, comment, and subscribe below if you'd like to see more content in the future. I also wanted to mention I am running a promotion right now to try to build up my subscribers on YouTube so I can keep providing content to you guys. So if you subscribe to my channel, you can either send me a DM on Instagram or an email. It's in the comment box below, my email address. And I'm doing a free 3-card reading for every new subscriber. I'm so happy that you guys decided to spend some time with me today. I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope that we get to see each other again soon. Thank you. All right, so card number 3, let's go ahead and get started with what we have for you. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles here. So right away, this is telling me kind of new opportunities, new things that are happening, a lot of times to do with jobs. So this could be at a time where you're maybe getting a new job. This is obviously in your relationship. It could also be that it's at the beginning of a relationship. I find that is a lot of times where most of our biggest problems happen, is right at the beginning of a relationship. But I'm also getting the sense that it could be in a job change for one of you. Or it could just be at a time where you start to have more money come in. I don't know if maybe you've been having struggles with that. It seems that it's at a time when things are really prosperous for you. So things are going good in life, but this is where we're having maybe some of the struggles in the relationship itself. So we also have the 3 of Cups, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles again. So that's just kind of showing me we're definitely on the right track there with that kind of timing. And it's also letting me know, I think, that you've got a lot of good stuff coming towards you in terms of kind of your finances and kind of things in the earthly realms. So we've got the Knight of Cups. To me, that is such a nice, fun card to see in a romantic spread. At least I think so. It's got that kind of like Prince Charming, like very romantic, very kind of alluring and kind of sensual and sexual energy. So it's telling me that you guys do have a lot of good chemistry, but with that 3 of Cups as well, it's kind of like a friendship kind of energy that we've got, this like celebration, kind of like with family and friends. So it's almost telling me like I'm not getting anything negative out of this, especially when we have the Star as well, such a hopeful card. It's almost telling me that some of the struggle in the relationship is might be getting out of the friend zone, trying to get to that Knight of Cup energy from that 3 of Cup energy, because with that 3 of Cup energy, it's more of like a friendly love, right? So I'm thinking that either if you're not in this relationship right now, which I'm assuming you're not, because it almost feels like you guys are friends right now, or in the future when you find this person, you're going to start out as friends, and it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to get to that romantic place. I'm not sure where the hesitation is, if it's on your end or if it's on their end, but it just feels to me like maybe you're taking things slow to begin with, or you're not sure that you have that spark there. And even after you do decide to enter into that romantic relationship, it might be that sometimes it kind of blurs the line between friends and kind of partners. And I don't know if you've ever had relationships like that where it's just like, you don't always have that spark. That's kind of the one thing I think, is that you guys might be chasing that spark a little bit. But when we have the Star card, it's such a like beautiful energy of like hope and hope for the future and healing as well. If you guys have been through things in the past, that you would be healing together. So I think probably the biggest challenge that you guys are going to have is just keeping that spark alive. So sometimes in relationships we get a bit stagnant. You're able to kind of right at the beginning, maybe things are exciting, and then you get into a routine, and you go to work, you come home, you have some dinner, and maybe things aren't as exciting as they used to be, and it gets almost a little bit boring. So I think that's going to be the biggest problem in your relationship, is kind of keeping that energy more romantic and less friend-like, right? We've got this going forward card, which is letting me know this is going to be an ongoing struggle for you guys. Just that you have to put a little bit of effort in. Some people are not naturally romantic, right? Some people, they do find difficulty in showing how they're feeling. They do find difficulty in kind of expressing. Everybody's love language is different, right? So some people have trouble expressing that kind of romantic love. And I think that that's kind of the energy we're getting here, especially when we see the community card again. It's showing me maybe you do spend a lot of time with friends. Maybe you guys have a big friend group that you're both a part of, and that's how you met, that's how you ended up dating. And then it's hard to take the time to be on your own and have that romantic time together. And it almost seems like you guys could be at a bit of a standstill with that, where you start to question the relationship. Is this really a romantic relationship? Maybe we're just really good friends that have some kind of sexual chemistry together. But I don't get that sense. I do get the sense, especially when we see this going forward and there's light at the end of that path, and especially with the star. I mean, that's probably one of my personal favorite cards in the deck. It's just letting me know that the energy is there for the romance. You just have to work for it. And I think in any relationship, if it's worth it, you will put in the work. It's just about finding ways to show each other, even if you spend a lot of time with friends and a lot of time around other people. It's just about finding that time to have one-on-one. You know, maybe you're just going for a coffee early in the morning, or maybe you're just taking an extra 10-15 minutes before you go to bed to just kind of tell each other about your day, or tell each other how much you love each other, right? So I think it's just this energy of making sure that you're setting time out for each other, and making sure that you're kind of you know, being romantic, having that. And we have this card here, be bold and make the first move. And that's telling me that it can't be all on this person. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone as well and say, hey, you know, this is how I'm going to show you that I love you today. So whatever that may be, whatever your love language is, however you're able to show love, and also consider their love language and how they need to see love, you know, kind of on them as well. And just find little things to do. That's honestly, again, this is not a big problem to have in a relationship. Like, there's so many negative things that we could see in relationships, and for this to be your biggest problem, it really just means that you have to work a little harder to kind of keep the romance alive. But there's so much love there. There's a difference between love and romance, right? Romance is just that kind of exciting, when you get the butterflies in your stomach, but there's so much love here in this relationship regardless. And when we have this, you're very close to achieving your goal. It also tells me that this relationship might be something that's coming for you soon. I don't get the energy that this is a relationship that you're currently in, but if it is, it's probably right at the beginning stages as well. So it's just letting me know this is a good relationship. This is a solid foundation for a relationship. The best foundations for relationships are usually when you start out as friends, because then you have that kind of, you know, that starting kind of energy of respect, and you have things in common, and it's a really good energy of a relationship. It just seems like you might have a little bit of a struggle transitioning that to a romantic relationship. But that's the reading that I received for you today, card number 3. Please like, comment, and subscribe below if you'd like to see more content in the future. I also wanted to mention I'm running a promotion right now to try to build up my subscribers on YouTube so I can keep providing content to you guys. So every new subscriber receives a free 3-card tarot reading. You can send me a DM on Instagram, or you can send me an email. My email address is in the description box below as well. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope I see you again in a future video, and I hope you have a blessed day. All right, so card number 4, let's go ahead and see what we've got for you. Okay, so we've got the King of Pentacles to start with. This is always a very positive card. It's letting me know kind of that you're practical, that there is kind of financial security. Definitely could be kind of a being in charge energy as well. When I see that in relation to a kind of warning about your relationships, though, this might let me know that you're being a little bit too bossy in the relationship, or it could be that they're being a little bit too bossy as well. I'm going to try and see if I can pull whose energy this would be about, but that's kind of telling me off the bat there might be someone who has a little bit more charge in the relationship, which isn't always a bad thing, but I also think that it's something to be kind of weary of, especially if this is coming out of your reading. I see the Four of Swords in reverse as well, so I'm kind of getting this narrative here. I think this is about you. Sorry, I just have a card flip out on my floor. Okay. So I've got here a lot of sword energy. We've got the 7 of Swords, we've got the 3 of Wands, we've got the 4 of Swords in reverse, and we've got the 2 of Swords. So when I see this King of Pentacles energy, I definitely think this is representing the other person, and it's almost a sense that they can be a little bit too bossy, a little bit too in control. And when I see the 4 of Swords in reverse, it's letting me know that they're not letting you have a lot of time to yourself. When we have this 4 of Swords in general, it's usually a card that's calling for you to have rest and spend some time on your own and kind of recovery time, but in reverse it's like that energy is being blocked by this King of Pentacles. And that 2 of Swords as well, it's almost like an impasse, something that's stopping you from being able to kind of make certain decisions or think about things too much. So off the bat, not the best energy, to be honest. When we have this 3 of Wands, though, that is definitely a successful card. It's letting me know opportunities are coming for you. You're kind of moving towards really good opportunities. But with that Seven of Swords energy, I'm also getting a little bit of kind of like deception energy. So it seems to me like this person, some of the biggest problems in your relationship might be, and it could come from a good place in their heart, but it could just be that sometimes they don't give you the whole story. They might not always tell you the full truth. And some of that is almost a manipulation tactic to try to keep them spending time with you and not spend too much time on your own. And I'm not entirely sure why that would be something that they would want. Some people just like to spend a lot of time with their significant other. So it might not necessarily be for any kind of impure reasons. It's just that it seems like they might sometimes use manipulation tactics to get you to spend time with them. So for example, this is coming to my mind that they might say that they really need you. They've had a bad day. They really need to spend time with you. They really need to maybe talk on the phone with you for a few hours when you've already said that you wanted to have tonight to yourself. Maybe you were going to spend time with your friends that night. Maybe you were going to do some things for yourself. And it's almost like they just want your attention completely, and they will sometimes manipulate the truth a little bit, kind of stretch the truth, or even sometimes outright lie just to get you to spend time with them. And I think that the cards are letting you know that, especially in relationship with the Three of Wands, which is kind of this expansion and supportive card to let you know opportunities are coming. I think that they're just warning you about this so that you can bring it up with this person. You need to say to them, listen, and there we go. We've got the Change card and the Illumination card, which both came out of the deck. So perfect. You need to illuminate this situation for this person and say, listen, I've told you that I needed to have some time on my own. Why is it that every time I ask for alone time, you have a crisis? That seems a little bit manipulative. That doesn't seem completely honest. So you illuminate the situation and then you call for change. So with both of these cards coming up, I think that it's letting us know this is a possibility for you to have kind of a positive relationship with them. This is something that can be fixed. It's just telling us that you're going to have to kind of call on that, call them out on that and say, listen, I love you. I love spending time with you. I love being with you. You don't need to create problems just so that I'll spend time with you. I want to spend time with you, but I also need to be able to have alone time. And I think that it's important in a relationship to set those boundaries early on so that that doesn't end up being a kind of a long-lasting problem. But again, when I see this Three of Wands card and just the energy of change and illumination coming out as well, I think it's a positive relationship. I don't think they're doing it out of a place of malice. It's really just an insecurity that they might have to say, if you're not spending enough time or energy on them, or even that they might feel when they're not with you that you're forgetting about them. So just letting them know that you do. And see, and then here we go. We have this Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back card, which I actually think is their past. This is something they've been through before where they felt neglected in relationships. Maybe they've been cheated on. Maybe they have something in their past that's kind of bringing out this not necessarily healthy behavior. So I think one way you can combat this is just to let them know, listen, even when I'm not with you, I am thinking about you. And maybe if you don't speak to them for the day, you say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to talk to you tomorrow. I'm having a really busy day. If you were to send them just the quickest little text like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm thinking about you. Can't wait to see you again soon. Just a simple, like you need to let them know that even if they're not right in front of you, that you're still thinking about them. I think that'll go really far. I think that the energy of this relationship and the things that you're going to have to deal with are their insecurities, not yours. And it's just up to you whether or not this is something you want to take on with them. Sometimes in relationships, you have to work with people to help them kind of get through some of their past demons, right? And that's kind of the energy that we have here. And then as well with that Three of Cups, right? This is a kind of, are you willing to kind of help them? Are you willing to make that group goal? You know what I mean? It's kind of this energy of, do you think that you want to take that on together so that you can celebrate that in the future? We've got the Wheel of Fortune as well, which I think is kind of in relationship with this Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back. It's kind of letting me know that this is a cycle for them. So they have probably been through a few different relationships in the past that have kind of left them feeling this way, left them feeling neglected, left them feeling like maybe the other person isn't interested in them because they're not spending time on them. And it's also kind of telling me that we've got this kind of this change energy, right? So even though this is how the relationship might start at the beginning, we're not going to stay in that relationship. And with that Seven of Pentacles, I always seen that as kind of like being patient, right? Putting energy in at the beginning of something Oh, sorry, it's actually, you know what, it's really interesting. It's the Five of Pentacles, but I saw it as the Seven of Pentacles. I miscounted when I was looking at the deck. So I got a Seven of Pentacles energy from there, which is interesting because you didn't have that come up in your cards. But with the Five of Pentacles, if we're looking at that and we're looking at the image especially as well, it's kind of this energy of kind of desperate. It can often be a codependent kind of energy as well. And so I think that that's, when I've put it on top of the King of Pentacles, and I think that it's funny that it kind of fits into that narrative of just let them know that you can't always spend all of your time on them, and you can't always be there like to kind of help them through all of these makeup situations that they're going through, right? It seems like they sometimes invent problems just so that you can show them that you care. So that Five of Pentacles energy is definitely giving me that kind of codependence. Just be careful of that. And then I got this Seven of Pentacles energy from this. I think maybe just because what we were talking about how you're going to have to work with this. And the Seven of Pentacles energy is very much about having patience and putting in the effort to grow something. So even though that card didn't come out, it was when I saw that card what I thought I saw. I thought I saw Seven Pentacles, not Five. So I think, again, this energy is just very, if you're willing to put the energy into this relationship and you're willing to put the time into the relationship to grow it and to kind of nip these behaviors in the bud and say, listen, this isn't healthy for us. If we want to move forward with this relationship, we're going to have to kind of make some changes. So that's the reading that I received for you today, card number 4. Please like, comment, and subscribe below if you'd like to see more content in the future. I also wanted to mention that I'm currently running a promotion right now to build up my subscribers on YouTube. So each new subscriber will get a free 3-card tarot reading if you send me a DM on Instagram, or you can send me an email, which is in the description box below. I really appreciate all of my subscribers, and I just want to have a way to connect with all of you guys. I love seeing your comments and questions in my DMs as well. I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope that we get to spend some time together again soon. Thank you.